So hello everyone, welcome you all to this new video. So in my previous video, I had started with the module 1 of this subject, digital system design using Verilog. So this is a third semester subject, and in the third semester, the subjects which we have already covered, that is mathematics and network analysis. All the five modules, all the detailed videos are available in the channel itself. Go and check it out. Okay. So in the from the previous videos, I had taken the initiative of making the videos for the third semester for this subject DSDV as well as EPC, that is electric principles and circuits. So in the previous video, I've done the complete introduction part about all the five modules, and I've discussed the syllabus in brief. Okay. So in the previous video, also we had started with module one. Under that, we have seen the principles of combinational logic circuits. What are combinational logic circuits? How it is different from the sequential logic circuits with the different block diagrams and definitions, and some expressions with the some set of inputs and outputs we have seen in that previous video. Okay. So those who are new to this video, I suggest you to please go and watch that video and continue this playlist in the sequential order itself. That is one by one, all the videos will be available for you guys in the sequential manner. Okay, from module 1 to 5 from the latest video syllabus pattern. So yeah, let us continue with the module 1 concepts, that is laws and rules of Boolean algebra. Okay, so this is not there in your syllabus because the next concept under your syllabus is about canonical form representation. Okay, under that we have switching equations and two conversions, that is sum to product and product to sum. So before knowing all of them, you should be knowing the laws and rules of Boolean algebra. Okay, some set of laws and rules which you need to be knowing before all those conversion under canonical form. I'm just going to brush it up quickly. Okay, first let us see the laws of Boolean algebra. So these are not new to you guys. These things are already discussed in your college, that is PUC, as well as the first year second semester in basic electronics. Also these things are covered. Once again, I'm just going to brush it up. Okay, the basic laws of Boolean algebra, that is the commutative laws for addition and multiplication, the associative law for the same, and the distributive law are the same in ordinary algebra also. That is, commutative law says that a plus b is equal to b plus a for addition, and for multiplication it is ab is equal to ba. Okay, so this is not new to you guys. This you guys already be you might be knowing it. If you have reached this stage, then you should be knowing this. Okay, next is associative law, that is a plus b plus c whole bar, a plus b plus c in bracket, then we have a plus c in bracket plus c. Okay, same goes for multiplication also. A plus a into bc is equal to a into b whole c. Okay, distributive law, a into b plus c is equal to ab plus ac. Okay, so these three laws, that is commutative, associative and distributive, are not new to you guys. Just for recalling, I've just put it here. Okay, so this notes would be available in this video's description. Go and access it and read all these points in detail. Next, let us see with the rules of Boolean algebra. So these are the laws. Now the rules. We have some certain set of rules which you need to be following under the canonical form representation. Okay. So these things would be very useful to you guys. You should be by hearting this table. Okay. All the rules you should be knowing it thoroughly before solving the problems which we are going to solve in the upcoming videos. Okay. These rules very important. Okay, so one by one let us discuss now. First rule says that a plus 0 is equal to a, that is anything, any number or a variable plus 0 would be giving you the variable itself. Okay, it goes same with the number as well. That is, if you take any number and if you add it with 0, the answer would be the sum would be the same as the number itself. Okay, this is the first rule. Second rule is a plus 1 is equal to 1. That is, any number or any variable, if you add 1 to that, it would be equal to 1. Okay, it is by default, it is under the rules of Boolean algebra. Okay, a plus 1 is equal to 1. Then third rule, a into 0 is equal to 0. Okay, a into 0 is equal to 0. Any number or any variable, if you multiply it with 0, our product would be equal to 0. Same goes with the number also, right? If you take any number and you multiply it with 0, the product would be 0 itself. Okay, and next is fourth rule, a into 1 is equal to a. Okay, that is, any number, if you multiply it with 1, it would be the number itself. Okay, next, the fifth rule is, this is very important, a plus a is equal to A. Then we have just in the same pattern in the seventh rule. You see here, A into A is equal to A. That is A plus A and A into A, both the sum and product, we would be getting it as A itself. Okay. And you see here the sixth rule, that is A plus A bar. When we have A plus A bar, it would be equal to 1. And in the eighth rule, you see here, when we have A into A bar, it would be equal to 0. That is, a number, a variable, and if its complement is getting added up, then its sum would be equal to 1. And in the eighth rule, it is a variable and its complement, if they are getting multiplied, the product would be equal to 0. Okay. So these first eight rules you should be knowing thoroughly. And ninth rule is common sense. That is, you see here, A's double complement would be equal to A itself. That is, if a number is there A, if you take its complement, it would be reverse of that. And if you take that reverse's complement again, it would be the number itself, right? So A of double bar would be equal to A itself. And these 10, 11, 12 rules are not so important, but just they have given it. Okay. You see here what they have given it. That is, A plus AB is equal to A plus A bar B is equal to A plus B, then A plus B into A plus C is equal to A plus BC. Okay. So for these three, the proofs also they have given it here. How they have solved its these 10, 11 and 12, they have given it here. You see here, proof rule 10, that is, rule 10 says that A plus AB is equal to A. So let us see how they have done it. So this rule can be proved by applying the distributive law, rule 2 and rule 4. So they have used three rules here. First is the distributive law, then the second rule, and the fourth rule. Let us see how they have done it. First is A plus AB. You see, if you see here, you could be using the distributive law. That is, in these two terms, A is common, take it outside. The remaining term is 1 plus B. So you see here, 1 plus any variable, it would be, its sum would be equal to 1, right, according to rule 2. So that's why 1 plus B would be equal to 1. And A into 1, according to rule 4, any variable, if it is multiplied, with 1, it would be the variable itself, that is A. So by using these three, we have proved that A plus AB is equal to A. Similarly, you see here, rule 12, rule 11, I'm not doing it, just see this, okay, once. So see the rule 12 now, that is A plus B into A plus C is equal to A plus BC. First, what they have done, they have multiplied it. Each term they have multiplied, that is AA plus AC plus BA plus BC. Okay. So now this is the first distributive law. Then A into A, according to rule 7, A into A is equal to A. So that A into A is equal to A, they have written it. Then rest all the terms as it is. And if you compare the first two terms here, in this A is common. Again, they have used distributive law. Take A common outside. We have left with 1 plus C here. So any variable, if it's added up with 1, it would be 1 itself. So 1 plus C would be equal to 1 according to rule 2. So this would be A into 1. That would be again equal to A. Then A plus AB we have, again in these two terms, A is common. Then we have A into 1 plus B again. Again 1 plus B would be equal to 1 according to rule 2. A into 1 is equal to A. So finally, step by step, while you solve this, you would be getting our final proof as A plus BC. Okay. So like this, simple rules they have given it here. So these are the things under which comes under the rules of Boolean algebra. Okay. So this table, please note it down, guys. Very, very important. Okay. The first 9 rules are very important. If you do not understand this, the canonical conversion, SOP and POS, you won't be able to understand at all. Okay. So please, uh, first 9 rules, you see it thoroughly. Okay. Now let us get to the De Morgan's theorem. Again, this is not there in your syllabus. Just for you guys to recall, I'm just saying this. That is, there are two important set of rules for De Morgan's theorem. One and its complement. That is, the first rule says that the complement of a product of variables is equal to the sum of the individual components. That is, so they have taken two variables here. Product of these two variables. That is complement of product. So xy bar, whole bar, that would be equal to sum of the individual components. That is, if we have xy the whole bar, that would be equal to x bar plus y bar, and vice versa. If you take the complement of sum of variables, that is x plus y the whole bar, it would be equal to the product of individual components, that is x bar into y bar. So these again, just recall it. This is not new to you guys. These things you have already studied under De Morgan's theorem. Now we have actual syllabus part. which starts from here, that is canonical forms and normal forms. Okay, so under canonical forms and normal forms, we have two important set of terms which you need to be remembering. One is called as min terms or standard product terms. One is called as max terms or standard sum terms. Okay, so what do you mean by min terms and max terms? Let us see now. So we will get four Boolean product terms by combining two variables x and y with logical AND operation. Okay. Why they have used AND operation? Because we have product terms. So whenever the word product comes, you should be using the logical AND operation, and whenever the word sum comes, you should be using the logical OR operation. Okay. So these Boolean product terms are called as min terms or standard product terms. So since we have taken two variables x and y, so you should be remembering one thing. Whenever we have two variables, the number of combinations which we get from those two are 2 to the power n. That is, if we have n variables, we would be having 2 to the power n combinations. So that's why if we have here two variables, so totally we would be having four combinations. That is, they mentioned it in terms of product, standard product. That is, first is x bar y bar. So this is bar, that complement. Okay, x bar y bar, x bar y, xy bar and xy. Okay, so these terms are called as min terms. Similarly, just opposite to that, it is called as max terms. That is, we will get four Boolean sum terms by combining two variables x and y with logical OR operation. Okay, so these Boolean sum terms are called as max terms or standard sum terms. So the max terms are given as just opposite to that. That is, first term is x plus y bar, x bar plus y, and x bar plus y bar. Okay, so these are the min terms and max terms. In simple way, how to remember this is, so they have given one truth table. You see here, this truth table would be making your doubts very clear about min terms and max terms. So here you see here, the following table shows the representation of min terms and max terms for two variables. Okay, so since they have used two variables x and y, the combinations are 2 to the power n, that is 4. So starting from 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. Okay. So min terms, there would be four min terms and four max terms starting from m0 to m3, and max terms also starting from m0 to m3. Min terms are represented using small letter m, max terms are represented using capital letter M. Okay. So you see here, for min terms, how to remember is, for the first combination, that is, whenever first thing is standard product for min terms, the variables would be getting multiplied for all the combinations. And one more term, when this would be complement, whenever the any one of the input, whenever it is 0, the we should be writing the complement of the variable. Same opposite to that is for max terms. Whenever uh, the input is 0, we should be taking the variable itself, not its complement. Okay, and whenever it is 1, we should be taking the complement. And here the max terms is, since it is standard sum, so they would be getting added up. So you see here, first combination is 0, 0. So the first min term is m naught, that would be written as x bar into y bar. So since it is a standard product, so these two would be getting multiplied. And since both the inputs are 0, so x bar y bar. Similarly, x bar y, so here, since the y input is 1, so that's why it would be y. Then we have xy bar, then xy. Similarly, for max terms, m naught is x plus y bar, x bar plus y, and x bar plus y bar. Okay. So now it is, hope it is clear what do you mean by min terms and max terms. So these terms comes under the canonical form conversion under product to sum and sum to product in the upcoming problems. Okay. So let us discuss more about that in detail in the upcoming videos. So these were the things under canonical forms. One is min terms and max terms. So you see here, just whatever I've told, the theory they have given it here. That is, if the binary variable is 0, then it is represented as complement of variable for in min term, and as the variable itself in max term. Similarly, if the binary variable is 1, then it is represented as the complement of variable in max term. Okay. Here for min term, if the variable is 0, then it is represented as complement of variable. Whereas for max term, if the variable is 1, then it is represented as complement of variable. Okay. So from the above table, we can easily notice that min terms and max terms are complement of each other. That is, they are opposite to each other. You see here, for the first combination, here for min terms they are getting multiplied, and here they have getting added, and here we have taken complement. Here we have not taken complement. So they are opposite to each other, reverse to each other, or complement to each other. So this point I've already told you. If there are n Boolean variables, there would be 2 to the power n min terms and max terms. Okay. So yeah, that's all for the video, guys. So this next topic we are going to see in the next video, that is generation of switching equations, that is canonical sum to product and product to sum, that is SOP and POS. So that we are going to see in the next video. So that's all for this video, guys. I hope you understood something from this video. If you have understood and want such kind of more such kind of videos, please comment down your opinions in the comment section. Like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and hit the notification for the latest updates. Okay. So that's all for this video, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.